There's a lot of things that go into the design of a truck that you may not think about. That are once again about making sure that you get that return on investment. That's what we're going to talk about with just the cab on this, and only the outside. We're not even going to talk about the inside yet. Stay tuned. Just to keep it simple, let's start at the front and work our way back. Now, the first thing you'll notice, this is a wire mesh grille. What makes that so special? There's a lot of plastic grills out there. This is going to take a bird strike or a stone or anything like that. The key is uptime. This is a simple accessory right here that makes sure that you aren't buying an intercooler or a radiator or anything like that. It keeps you up and going on the road. Same thing, this surround, that's there just to look good. Something else that we've got out at the very front, got a tow hook for you. There's probably going to be one time in this truck's life where that thing is going to save you. It's a great item just to have up front here. Easy to use, doesn't add a whole heck of a lot of weight for you. On top of that, we've got the chrome bumper that has the tapered corners to it. Those tapered corners, make sure that you don't catch it on things and bend the bumper out, because it's always inconvenient to have to buy a new bumper just because you caught it on some dirt or something of that nature. On top of that, the fact that this thing's chrome, well, it's shiny enough you could do your hair in it if you wanted to. And just because you ran out of daylight, that doesn't mean you ran out of work to do. That's why there is a composite reflector headlight here with, as you noticed, thick plexiglass on the front end of it. It'll keep the light down the road where you need it, and it's going to keep it from spilling out into the areas where you don't, or where it can distract other drivers. Like I said, you're not out of work just because of the fact you might be out of daylight. These trucks are designed to be tough, whether it be the frame, whatever part it is. Same thing goes for the hood, but we also know life happens. That being said, this is a 5-piece hood. There's one piece here, there's 2 side pieces, and then the fender's another piece on its own. If you have a mishap, you don't have to replace the whole thing. Replace just the part that just got bruised, let's call it. That can be a huge money saver and time saver if there's an incident of some sort. We'll just call it that. With wide base tires, we've got the fender flares on here to make sure that A, you're not flinging stuff up that would make the DOT upset, and B, I want to make sure that this stays good looking for years to come. Now, the next thing that we have on the side of the truck here, this is the air intake. There's an added chrome bezel here to make sure that that looks good for you. On top of that, there is a pre-cleaner setup in there that helps to draw major dirt out. What does that do for you? Well, it keeps your air cleaner cleaner. The cleaner it stays, less you have to replace it. Once again, it's that return. Now, there's an area on a truck that a lot of people overlook. That's the mirrors. And there, to me, is one of the most important things on a truck because it lets you know what's going on behind and, in a lot of cases, next to you. Now, Kenworth has a great breakaway system. Forwards or backwards. If you happen to hit something, you can be pretty sure you're not replacing that mirror. Now, that's all great, but so many other trucks, every time you close that door, that mirror's going to move, right? We've all experienced that. With a Kenworth, it's mounted to the body, not the door. Why is that good? Well, it makes that mirror a lot stronger. Makes it so the mirror's totally rock steady as you're going down the road. How steady? About 200 pounds steady. So as I stand here next to the camera, you can see I'm not the tallest guy on the planet. I'm about 5'9". Why is that important? Well, when you get in the truck, I can see the camera and it can see me. That is, if I had a polarizer on the front of the lens. Why is that important? Visibility is everything in a truck like this. You're going to be in tight spots that it's going to be difficult to get in and out of. Knowing exactly where that front end is makes a world of difference for you. The other fact that the hood comes to a point a little bit at the front. It is narrower at the radiator than it is at the cab corners. That gives you excellent visibility on either side also. That's about safety. It's about staying out on the road. Most of the time you open and close the door of any vehicle, you don't even think about it. With these, there's thought to it. Why? Because when you close it, it sounds and feels like a bank vault. Why is that? There's two reasons for it. First off, there's a car-type heavy-duty hinge located top and bottom on this setup. That means you can hang from this door and not have any problems. On top of that, there is a 3-seal system. There is a seal around the door, and there is a seal around the inside of the door, and then there's another one near the outside all along the top. That makes sure that when you close this door, the outside stays out, the inside stays in. Ironically, Kenworth did such a great job with the doors that they had to come up with this system. This is actually a ventilation system, so you can close the door that much easier. That opens up to let air out whenever you go to close the door. Getting back to experiencing that Premier difference, we've got those windows up top there. Those are an added option from Kenworth. We go the extra mile to make sure that you have all the visibility to make sure that you can stay as safe as possible out on the road. Those windows on either side make a huge difference in what you're able to see behind you. When you look at the design that Kenworth has put into this truck, and then when you look at the items that Premier specs in this truck, you can see why we can say you should experience the Premier difference. Next time, we're going to dive into the interior. Pretty sure you're going to see a whole lot more of those types of innovations in there. Make sure you're subscribed, like. If you've got a question, by all means put that in the comments below. Stay safe out there.